Mr. Cruz, so today we have our fourth and final match of locals this week. We're up against the brand new Nermerlia deck, which is a bit of a mouthful to say. And we're up against Joe, which is always fun to play. Joe's definitely one of our better players over at locals, and we are both currently sitting on a 2-1 record. So one of us is definitely moving to the topping locals. And you hate to see it, I brick hard here, and all I can do is set to and pass. That's it. So he activates the new spell, Sweet Dreams Nermerlia, which is one of the new spell cards. I'll be honest with you, don't really know what it does. Yeah, so I believe that is the searcher, because he searches the pendulum monster, which he now activates, which is the Dreaming Nermerlia. From here, all I can do is Ghost Ogre, but then thinking about it, we decide not to, basically. So with the new Pendulum Monster, all that does is once per turn during his main phase, he can place one continuous spell from his deck or graveyard face up on the field. And if you do, add this card from your deck face up. You cannot special summon Dreaming Nermerlia this turn. So he searches for his continuous spell card, which is absolutely fine. Can't actually see what card he's got there, but he's banishing some cards here. He's searching for the Nermerlia monsters, which is they're both defenders. So you've got I don't know how to pronounce these. Aurelia and Cutie. I'm assuming there's some French pastry dish names. That's all I know for sure. But yeah, he can special summon like 2 level 10 monsters, which is just insane. So fully aware like there's only 2k attack and 2500 attack, but 2 10ks on the field, that's quite scary. So then from here, my opponent then activates Small World. He bridges the spare Nermerlia monster he's got in his hand to, I believe he bridges it with a Kaiju. Oh no, with the Santa Claus, which is basically a Kaiju, to get the Grand Mandru, because this deck also likes to banish cards. So then from here, I think he activates the Eater of Millions. Yeah, there we go. Activates the Eater of Millions to banish 15 from his extra deck. So that allows, I think Eater of Millions is down like 1700 here at this point. But that Mandru, when that comes out, that's going to be packing some power. So he activates the Dream Nermerlia to Pendulum Summon it from the extra deck, because that's part of its effect as well. So there he's counting up how many cards he's got banished, and all I can do there is flip over the Infinite Impermanence on that Eater of Millions, just to keep that attack to 0. Here's the Mandru. Again, he goes to count up, but I tell him not to worry and just flip my second Imperm, because that is sadly all I could do. And then from here, he still gives me a good beatdown of 2,000 and 2,500. I believe the Eater of Millions attack buff stayed. I'm not sure, but you'll see the life points decrease in just a moment. So yeah, there you go. So we took a whooping there on turn 1. Let's see if we have any luck in turning this around a little bit, because I'll be honest with you, I can't remember what my opening 3 cards were, my other 3 cards, but they just were not helpful at all, to the point I couldn't even put a monster on the field. So during main phase 2, my opponent just passes turn there, I believe. I can't remember if he does anymore. Yeah, pass turn. So here now we draw. So we are selling down quite a big Mandru and quite a chunky Eater of Millions as well. And there's really not a lot we can do. We've got 1,800 life points left to my opponent's 8k. With Undershifter as well, which just sucked, which is why both my Infinite Impermanences were banished there once they were used. I think that's what shut us down initially. So I normal summon the Diameter, target the Diameter with Addition, which powers up the Diameter, and now we overlay into the Primech Alibertion, We detach 2 materials to get a search off, and I believe the search is okay. Let's just wait. My opponent's having a little think. But yeah, we scoop it up. We take so here I side up my 3 drawn knockbirds because they were not helping, and we side in 3 anti-spell fragrances. Now anti-spell I don't think is going to do a massive, but we give it a go. So here again, I just don't start off strong. I activate the small world, pitching. I can't remember what I pitched in all honesty, but there we go. And he drops the shifter again. So if you want to fuck up Mathmech, drop Dimension Shifter. Mathmech cannot play through it. So I'm doing my search. I believe I'll just grab the Defensor here. So Defense is when it is sent to the graveyard as link material. So I believe we still get the search. The special summon here. So I decide not to do anything. I just set one and pass. Because like I said, you just can't play through Shifter. We just can't do it. So in the standby phase, we just flip over the anti-spell. It's nice to see the side deck card. Because it stops his little pendulum monster and his continuous spells and whatnot. They would have to go face down for a turn first. And with Signet Mining already used, we don't really have that much. We don't have that many spell cards, so it's not really going to hinder us here. So from here now, my opponent deactivates Eater of Millions, and I believe again he just chucks out his whole extra deck. So does he chuck it all out, or does he keep some? Oh, he kept some this time, so there you go. And this is a very slow game too, as you can see. So I do apologise about this. The commentary is not going to be fantastic because not a lot happens. So his opponent set 1, and there we go. So then from here, he just swings with Eater of Millions for 600 points of damage. And expect to hear that a lot. This is very much a very slow-paced grind game because I have my Floodgate out. And you'll see here I normal summon Fireball Defensor. And when it's sent to the graveyard as link material, which I do here, I link it off for Link Rebo. I get to special summon another Fireball monster from my deck. Now, he has a face down card. I don't really know what trap cards he wants to play. So I do a very, I say dumb mistake. It's not a dumb mistake. It's the typical Mathmech play, which is you link off the Lingarebo. He's literally there just to get Defensor to the grave. However, we needed the Lingarebo on the field, which you will see very shortly. So I get the Firewall Guardian. Normal summon the fire. So we get the Firewall Guardian. We link him off into Splash Mage, and then boom, there can only be one. He meets my Floodgate with his Floodgate. Only difference is his Floodgate hurts us a whole lot more. So there can only be one if you don't know what it does. If you control a Cyverse monster, which my whole deck is, you can only control one Cyverse monster. If you have a beast, you can only control one beast, etc., etc. So that basically says I need to give up all monsters on my side field apart from one. And I cannot summon another one while that's already there. So it's absolutely sucks for me. But we're having a discussion here about the Eater of Millions. I send the Phantom to the grave. I set a card. I decide to move to battle phase because Splash Mage is stronger than Eater of Millions. But it turns out Eater of Millions has an effect which I didn't bother asking about because why would I? When Eater of Millions once per turn during battle step can banish a card face down. So there goes my splash mage. So all of my monsters are gone, and thanks to there can only be one, I ain't going to be doing much else. So you can kind of get the gist of what happens from here. It is very much now a slow beatdown of eat with a million swing, eat with a million swing. And yeah, really not a whole lot more I can do. So unfortunately we do lose this one. Joe picks up the win here. So he goes 3-1. We go 2-2 on the day, which isn't terrible. We've definitely done worse, but yeah, in recent memory, sadly, we've been normally getting 3-1s and whatnot, but this week it's a 2-2, and it is what it is. So I'm gonna end this there because, as I said, there's not much else to watch. He just slowly beats us down. But thank you all for watching, and we will catch you all in the next one. By all means, check out our TikTok and keep an eye on Twitter and Instagram, as that's where we post any updates. Catch you all in the next one.